Hi Stampers, I'm Dawn Tidd, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I have another tidbit to share with you, so come on into my craft room and let's get started. Okay Stampers, today I'd like to share with you the technique I used to do the masking around the ocean on the card that I posted today on my blog. And it's a simple one-layer card. It's really quick and easy, but there's just a little tidbit I'd like to share with you how I got this effect. So I'll introduce you first to the cast of characters, and I started with By the Tide stamp set, and then the Express Yourself is where I got the sentiment, and it is actually a hostess set. It's funny how By the Tide was not one of my first picks for a stamp set, but I sure have used it a lot since I purchased it. And I purchased it for a project that I didn't even use it for, so there you go. But anyway, I used 4 colors of ink: Coastal Cabana, Soft Sky, Tangerine Tango, and Baked Brown Sugar. And I used 2 Stampin' sponges and my 1-inch square punch. But the real star of my show today is actually just a simple piece of white typing paper, or copy paper. I'm dating myself calling it typing paper. But anyway, I just cut it to 4 1/4 and left it at 11 inches long, and I'm going to show you why I left it so long in just a second. But I started this by using my 1-inch square punch just to punch out the square to get a place for me to start tearing. And so I just went ahead and started here, and I tore a square. But as I've been thinking about this, looking at the card and the project, and as I've torn a couple more sheets of paper here, I thought it would, any shape really that you could tear would be really cute, especially a circle. I wish I had thought of that earlier, because a circle would make a cute porthole look, like you're looking out of a boat or a cruise ship or a submarine even. But I thought a circle would make another cute shape you could use. So here I've got my little square or rectangle or odd shape, whatever it is. And I just am going to go ahead, and I've got my Whisper White card, and I'm going to place it where I want it to go. But keeping it the full length, number 1, for the copy paper, gives you a good coverage for your whole card, so when I go to stamp on it in just a few minutes, all of this area where I'm going to stamp will also be covered, and I won't have to be so careful about that. And number 2, it gives me a way to use either snail or Scotch tape to hold down the pieces that are showing, hold down the extra ends, so that I don't have to worry about it moving around so much. So once I've got that all situated, then I open up my Coastal Cabana, and I just ink it up with my sponge and start rubbing it around on here. Now I don't keep my sponges labeled. I know a lot of people that label them, but all I do after I finish using them is take them to the sink and rinse them out with a little water, and I just use them over and over again. So I probably use the same sponges forever. I've probably got the same 2 sponges that I originally cut, and I just wash them. I guess some of them are looking black enough now that I probably should actually throw them away. But anyway, then I go ahead with my Soft Sky and start blending that in. Now I kind of pull around the edges, and you may have to hold your copy paper down so that you can get up close, because you want that feathery look that this gives you along the edge when you're doing this. And then I just, at the end, kind of take my sponge and blend it together a little bit. Okay. Next, I'm going to go ahead and move to my Tangerine Tango and stamp my coral. And see how you've got the copy paper down here again, so you don't have to be very careful about where you're actually stamping. You can leave some of it outside of the torn area. And then, and I'm going to save this. I shouldn't have laid that down, because I want to use it again in a minute. And then I took my seahorse and I stamped off once with him, because I just want a little shadowy image of him through here, and I actually didn't even get the tail all the way up there. Okay, now you can remove your mask, and you can see the nice pretty edge that gives. And I can remove the sticky off of my paper with my adhesive remover. It'll take it right off, and I don't have to worry about that anymore. I'll do that in a few minutes. I still need my baked brown sugar. So I'm going to take the words from By the Tide, ink them up, and stamp off once, and then stamp that in the center of my image. Take my thank you from Express Yourself, get my Tangerine Tango on it full strength, and it'll show up really nicely in those words. Then I'm going to open up the card, and where I've saved the 2 stamps that already were inked, I'm going to give each of them just a little huff, and I'm going to use them to stamp the inside of my card. Just give it a little shadow, and I'll do the same with the seahorse. And there you go. We've got the inside done too without having to re-ink the card. So this is just a nice little technique. You could use it in a lot of different ways. I think the original way that I had seen this was somebody had done like either a sunrise or a sunset, and they had used Lovely as a Tree, which I'm probably one of the few stampers who does not own that stamp set, and stamped trees in here. And then I also thought that any colors you wanted to use for the background, you could use a silhouette of maybe a flower or leaves or something. If any kind of solid image like that would look really pretty. So there you have it. My tidbit for today is using copy paper as a mask. So thanks for joining me in my craft room, and I hope to see you again real soon. Bye.